All right. Are modern fighting games actually bad? From your boy, Justin Wong. Oh, baby.
When it comes to assist games, you have to know that it's so hard to make a balanced assist game. It's meant to be broken, it's meant to be cheap,
Mm.
it's just meant to be unfair.
Oh,
What is up,
shit.
everybody? This is Justin Wong, and
About to drop
this
bombs
video is gonna be
soon.
an interesting one because we don't really do too much discussion videos, but sometimes I feel like we have to talk about it. And
I love discussion videos. Even if it's about something that, like a type of game where I haven't played it that much, like recently. I have played plenty of fighting games in the past, and I can just easily relate this to FPSs anyway. So, yeah.
lately, it has been so crazy on social media. Are modern fighting games bad? If you guys want to
Ooh.
see my take about it, we go through some examples. Hit the like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell's notification, and yeah, let's check out some of the current drama and everything like that. So obviously,
Ooh,
Street Fighter
I
6,
love drama.
I think the honeymoon phase is actually completely over, and more people are kind of saying, oh, this game is not very good, it's
Oh.
not great, it's still my favorite fighting game of all time. You know, there's literally like kind of like a civil war going on with the people that do like Street Fighter 6.
It's crazy to me that there can be so much divisiveness even within a genre such as fighting games. Like, I can look at FPS and see all types of divisiveness, people separating themselves. Like, I like tactical shooters, I like movement shooters, I play with M&K, I like controller, so on and so forth. I like building shit in Fortnite, I don't like building shit in Fortnite. Where's the skill ceiling, high skill ceiling, low skill ceiling, type of input, so on and so forth. You could divide FPS up so much.
Versus the people that do not like Street Fighter 6. So this one was tweeted by Capcom Fighters. It's actually a tournament match from CPT 2023 France Offline. This says edge of your seat stuff, a game-winning drop. So obviously we saw Daigo the Beast make this amazing comeback. So by the way, this match in general, Veggie was dominating Daigo throughout the whole entire set, playing Zangief, low tier Zangief in an amazing fashion. But then
Okay, and it's top 64, 1 out of 4 loser. And I don't see anybody. Wait. Beast Daigo, and then that's this dude's name. I don't know. Is this like, how many sets did they win so far? This dude, I guess, has a win.
obviously Daigo got the momentum and everything, and he kind of got into the person's head. So now a lot of people, obviously, since you probably seen it, people are complaining about drive impact, they're complaining about drive rush, they're complaining that drive reversals are so weak, drive parry is too random, now throw loops are just insane, Ken is broken, Luke is broken, ban JP. It's a lot of Street Fighter 6 complaints from players, obviously from people that like to play this game.
Oh yeah, there could be so many complaints about just even within one game. You will hear so many complaints, and a lot of the times I can, at least in FPS, I can boil it down to too much randomness or too consistent. If you're going to lean on the side of consistency, then that benefits the top tier players, because they have the skill and they put in the time to do all these skillful things. And when you lean on the side of randomness, that leans toward like the fun factor, and it benefits like the casual side more, and it gives the casual a essentially a chance to beat the high skill player.
Game competitively, or play this game competitively, because there's a $2 million prize pool on the line.
Damn.
Now
Damn, all this for like one tournament, 2 mil? Good on Street Fighter for having like a pool so massive.
I didn't see anything wrong with this clip personally. Obviously, when you look at it from a casual perspective, Zangief got thrown like a million times. Like, what are you supposed to do out of it? There are actually many options on how to stop throws, but it's obviously very hard. It's harder.
Isn't one of the options just when they throw, just react, throw back?
Said than done. It's so cheap, it's so broken. Well, thing is, yes, like I do think throw loops are very cheap. But throw loops have actually
Hmm.
been in fighting games since the beginning of time. There's just throw loops.
Oh, so what does he mean by throw loops? Like the standard, like how do you throw in Street Fighter? Isn't it like forward medium punch, or is it like medium punch, medium kick at the same time, and then hold a direction which way you want to throw them, and then you can throw break if you catch it at the same time? Huh.
Loops in just all the Street Fighter games. Even Guilty Gear Strive right now also has throw loops. So I don't think it's a problem with Street Fighter 6. It's just that's just how fighting games naturally are. Do I think that's a modern fighting game problem? I don't think.
So the thing with throw loops, to my knowledge, is my interaction with throw loops comes from Tekken and probably Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I don't think there were really any throw loops in MVC 3. Trying to remember like the grapple character was like, it was like I forgot his name, the dude with the pipe. He had like an aerial grapple, and then, or like an aerial throw, and then I think Sentinel had a command grab, but there were no throw loops. When I played Tekken, I played a couple of people who were really good at King, and once I got in like a throw loop with King, I don't know if that's like what you're saying a throw loop is exactly, because maybe at every point in the throw there's like a chance for you to get out of it. If you're talking about like a throw loop, like just a basic throw, then yeah, then I'm unsure. But whenever I fought a really good King and they started like getting me in like the throw combos or whatever, I felt I was helpless. I couldn't do anything because I never fought a good King before. And then when I do come up against one, it was just like I was like astounded. I was shocked. I couldn't do anything.
Think so. Obviously, what I do think modern fighting game problems are is probably just kind of like the little bugs, right? The bugs in the game. So I know there are people are complaining about Street Fighter 6 where it's like, oh, the inputs they get eaten up by the drive rush and everything. See, I feel like that's something that we can complain about and talk about and address Capcom about to try to get them to fix. If we nerf like specific tools, then it's going to be a much slower paced game, right? And
Right.
I feel like right now a lot of people are into it because it's exciting, it's explosive, people feel like they can do damage against better players than them. And
Oh yeah. Okay, so I kind of feel the argument, because casuals have a chance to beat top tier players. There's been more and more people just creating talk about the game. The game is, becoming popular. The masses of people are coming to the game. And so when that happens, it gets a lot of attention, so on and so forth. And since there's so much hype around the game and support around the game, you can probably have like bigger prize pools because people give a shit about a game. Like for advertisers and sponsors, there's, the more people look at a game, the more chances like a tournament organizer has to get sponsorships and like advertisers. So when that happens, like you can have like bigger prize pools, like $2 million for like Street Fighter 6. If you were to do the opposite and allow a game to be like really consistent, but only a couple people are really good at it, but it looks really cool to look at, like same explosiveness and whatnot, minus all the little like minutia details, but it's really hard to do things, you're not going to attract a lot of eyes to the game. And so when the tournament organizers go up to try to get sponsors, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, how many people you got watching? Oh, we only got like 1,000 people. Okay, well, we can only give you like, I don't know, like a $10,000 like advertisement for whatever, for Charmin. I don't know. I'm just making up shit. Versus like, oh, we got like Street Fighter 6. Oh, we got so many eyes on this. We got like 100,000 viewers watching this tournament. Like all the sponsors are going to be like clamoring to get an advertising spot on that tournament. So I kind of feel it. I feel the argument.
Capcom has always been like that. Capcom has always wanted to make every time a new different version of fighting game, they want it always different, right? Obviously, maybe the game plan of throwing Hadouken and they jump Dragon Punch has always been the same, but the mechanics really changed that, right? Obviously in Third Strike, you can't really do Hadouken and Dragon Punch because they can just parry and air parry. The game plan is always different, right? And I think in terms of the balancing of characters, yeah, I guess you could tone down some characters like Ken, JP, Luke. They just do maybe too much damage or have more tools, but nerf throw loops, take out throw loops in the game, blah 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 blah.
Oh dang!
Even though they took out throw loops in Street Fighter 5, like they technically did, they were kind of still in the game and as a like kind of like a heads or tails, because throw loops you can always interrupt. Right, throw loops were gone. From season 1 to season 2, they were pretty much gone. It's also another complaint that people were like, "Oh, do we have to really wait for 1 year for a patch?" And I
That's
just
horrible.
don't understand this.
Like, even from an like an FPS perspective, like if there's like a popular FPS like Apex or Counter-Strike, Valorant, what else? Fortnite. If it's taking a year to fix bugs in the game, that looks horrible for the developer, like in my opinion, because it looks like the developer just made the game the one time. Maybe they came out with like a day one patch and maybe like a month one patch, and then they just left it, but maybe there's a couple bugs in the game still, to like have a year pass before you even, you know, try to fix the game. That's like embarrassing. Bro, Armored Core 6, like a single play, like when I played it, it was, in my head, it was like primarily a single player game. It just so happened to have this little multiplayer thing on the side that everybody loved. It was like month after month, the developer of Armored Core 6 came out with like 2 or 3 or maybe 4 patches, and they balanced all the guns. Maybe not like perfectly, but like way better than what it used to be in the beginning. In the beginning, for Armored Core 6, everyone was using like a double Gats or double Zimmermans with the shotguns, and yeah, those weapons needed to be toned down. And they, to be honest, they were probably like running amok for like longer than they needed to be. But the point of it all is like everything feels a little bit more balanced, in line. Everything is usable now from like a multiplayer perspective. Single player is like, oh, whatever. Just do what you want. Have fun. But like From Software, they were very active in trying to balance the multiplayer aspect of Armored Core 6. Now you're going to tell me like Street Fighter 6 is going to take a year to come out with like a balance patch? Oh my god, bro, that is horrible. That looks bad. You have a multiplayer game that everybody like is just lapping up, and you can't even be bothered to fix it.
Aspect, because it's always been like this since Street Fighter 4. Since, even if you think about past fighting games, like every year, like let's say Capcom versus SNK 1, the game didn't even have 1 year. Literally the following like 10 months later, CVS2 came out, and that was like the patch. But when it comes to Street Fighter 6, I personally think that it's still in a good place. It's still a really fun game if you're a player that's not competing for the $1 million prize pool for first place. Then I can see that you're gonna still like this game, play this game. But if you are,
so from the casual perspective, the game is fine. But from the top 0.1% of the players competing for $2 million, I would imagine they can find some shit wrong with it.
We're probably gonna have some words on social media about like, yo, like this is stupid, this is that, blah 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 blah. And I get that. As a competitor, I think like, this is life-changing money. I get it, but still, it's just like, do we really want to just air out all, like, just talk about just things that could be solved? It's also a new game. The game came out in June. We're in November, so that's only 4 months. So maybe you're just
in 4 months. In was it less than 4 months, Armored Core 6 got like 3 or 4 balance patches, and now the game is like in a nice, like is like in a good state, I think. I haven't really played much Armored Core 6 like since I beat it like on the third playthrough. After that, I was just like, okay, I'm good. I dabbled in multiplayer, but yeah, to my knowledge, Armored Core 6 is like a really balanced multiplayer.
Not used to kind of like doing these hyperactive solutions because it's really fast paced compared to like older games, right? Another one is still Street Fighter 6 related. It's actually about the CPT system, the Capcom Pro Tour. Logan, amazing dude, commentator, everything. Bring back the CPT leaderboard, keep the amazing World Warrior system as a way for people to qualify who can't travel. No more online premieres, no more offline winners, only premieres. This was literally a hit or miss. I actually agree with Logan. I love the fact that CPT right now has like this like World Warrior system where people that are the unfortunate like third world countries, they can compete, they can have a chance to try to change
that
their
is
life,
good,
right? But for me personally, I come from a time where offline events are the best. They're so thrilling, so exciting. So seeing all these World Warriors and online tournaments, I feel like a World Warrior or online premiere happens like once a day, every day or something. It's just so common, so frequent that it's not exciting anymore. Offline premieres, like that ones that we see like in Singapore, France, Evo, they have been so amazing because that's the thing I miss. I miss seeing like Daigo go up against Punk or Menard versus Tokido. Like I miss stuff like that. World Warriors, you don't get that. It's just your region and everything. And like I said, we keep the regions for sure. We keep the World Warriors so people have diversity with region and everything like that. You actually always have one representative minimum guaranteed. I think the online premieres for me personally, I'm just not a really big fan of. Like I just think the fact that like we should kind of open it in general, like have either more offline premieres so people can just travel and everything, because man, just seeing like Menard, he got second at Evo, forfeit Singapore, and second at the CPT France. Like he didn't qualify yet. Imagine Menard doesn't qualify for Capcom Cup while having these amazing placings, but then the person that wins an online premiere just sit at home in his boxers and just plays and just wins, right? Obviously you still deserve it, but it's just like I would personally would rather see Menard up there because of the amount of dedication.
That's a lot of dedication
to try to just like
you're just flying from country to country to try to win this like gaming tournament. I couldn't imagine doing that, dude. Jeez, that is dedication.
Win these premieres, right? Trying to win these really, really big tournaments. I feel like they're like he deserves a spot at this point for sure. The current system doesn't allow it. So now his only chances are winning the online premiere in the East Coast or the World Warrior, which he still has a great chance of. But man, does he really have to go through all that compared to just if you just win a World Warrior regional finals and everything like that and then call it a day? So like for me personally, I entered the regional World Warrior Canada West. And I won the first World Warrior. Second time, I DQ'd myself because guess what? Let me tell you about the schedule. The schedule is Tuesday, you play your pools. Wednesday, you play top 8 at 7 p.m. PST. It's just so... It doesn't work for me as a family man, as a person who travels for work a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I had to DQ myself.
Like anytime these gaming tournaments want to have some shit go on during the weekdays, like Monday through Friday. Like Friday is kind of a variable. It's just so hard to like fit in because, you know, a lot of these like professional players that get flown around and shit, they can do that because they have sponsors. I mean, like how they got it is like they grinded for it, like to get the skill to get the sponsor in the first place. But it's like most normal people that maybe they have some time like to play the game, and maybe like they're just good at the game for whatever reason. They just get good quick, stuff clicks, and then suddenly all of a sudden they're like kind of nearing that like 90ish 95th percentile of like skill to like, oh shit, I keep going hard enough, I could probably do something. But oh my god, I have a job, I'm going to school, I have a family, I have kids to take care of, I have a wife to take care of. I mean, granted, like if you were to like take a poll of like the type of game this is like catered to, it's obviously going to be between like young males between the ages of like, I don't know, 16 to, and even less, to like, I don't know, 25 or 30 or something like that. So it does like skew towards the younger side. So most people that play this game are probably somewhere on the younger side. Um, but it's just, yeah, what I was getting at, I'm just like ranting now. Like whenever you have a game tournament, it's on the weekend or the weekdays. It's hard to like just get people to do that because they have other like life shit going on. When you do it on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's easier to like get people together on the weekends.
And then I couldn't enter the next 3 because of just like family stuff, and just like even traveling for work, like I said. And guess what? I got 7th, and I'm just like, I'm just so like I'm in that World Warrior regional finals, but I'm just so like, whatever, bro. Like to me at that point, I just lost the passion because it's just so it's such a nuisance. But I do think we do need a new system, like a combination of systems where it's like for the pandemic we had this offline system versus the current system with online with the World Warrior system. I think we need both combined, but it's just like right now we're just penalizing the best players. For example, if you want to keep the online premieres, keep it, right? My friend Amakashi, he actually got an amazing idea. I don't know how feasible it is, but it's the player's choice. If the online premieres, you could keep it in the region, everything like that, but players who want to qualify from different regions can participate in the online premieres by flying to that region, stay at an Airbnb or something, or a place with like stable internet, and play in the online premiere there. Think about it. I think that's more hype because then now that whole region has a chance to play these top players, because ultimately in the end, the online premiere, you're still only gonna get one winner, so that one winner gets the opportunity to go and everything like that, right? But if you want to help the community grow as a whole, you allow these players come in, and now all these players are grinding ranked matches, trying to download the opponents from that specific region, while the players in that specific region are also trying to download and learn new skills from the away team, the away players. Maybe you guys might have better ideas, or Capcom has another idea for like 2024, so we'll see.
I don't know, I kind of like that idea. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want your game to succeed on a whole nother level, you just need to allow more players to be able to compete in these tournaments. You just have to. I mean, yes, and he said it was like a nuisance and annoying for some of the shit he had to do. And it is annoying, not gonna lie. But I mean, I don't know, it's like a trade-off. Like, you want to benefit yourself and potentially like close the audience, like cut off certain like people that can play the game, or kind of make it tougher for yourself, you know, but allow more people to play the game. I don't know.
I think that would be really cool. So now, Mortal Kombat 1. Mortal Kombat 1 has been a hot topic because if a lot of people know about NRS games have always have really fast patches. I'm not really a big fan of that because it's a lot of nerfs, like it's a lot of major nerfs
fast
and
patches.
major buffs. The talk of the town before we go into this clip is like Baraka Cyrax, anything Cyrax. We had to nerf Cyrax. We had to nerf the cameo, not even the character. So now people have to find a new cameo to abuse and everything. But when it comes to assist games, you have to know that it's so hard to make a balanced assist game. It's meant to be broken.
Yeah.
It's meant to be cheap. It's just meant to be unfair.
Yeah.
After obviously the patch.
Yeah, like for assist games, most of my experience comes from MVC3, and there is so much cheese. Like that game was 5-layer mac and cheese. It was that much going on. Like, you can sit there and make a fighting game and balance out a character, a single one. But then all of a sudden you want to add 1 or 2 like assists, that like a move that a character normally doesn't have to cover up a weakness. Then all of a sudden, you can get some crazy setups. You can create some unblockable situations. You can create some up-down like 50-50s, some left-right 50-50s. Oh man, it gets really annoying, especially against someone that knows what they're doing.
People are they had a parade of nerfing Cyrax, but now We're gonna watch this clip, and this is a Cornel Jax, okay?
What is the right word here, Fabs? Appreciate it. Yeah, I just wanted to test you, Fabs.
It happens. I'm always ready, you know? Wait, the Jax.
Oh.
Yo, that was a reset. Jack. Camera's on.
Oh shit.
Another reset. Jack, what is going on? He's gonna kill him. Off of 3 resets. No way.
Reset into reset into more resets.
Obviously, that was pretty much a touch of death combo.
Yeah.
Well, touch of death, like pretty much scenario where it's like a checkmate scenario. So, Rips Arena, he tweeted, "I like to get some community feedback. Today, I was put in a situation where I had to decide if this is allowed or if we ban this during our 5K Grand Finals.
Ooh.
Since this doesn't seem intended."
Touch of death combos. Ooh. So if I have to go off of MVC3, I mean, it depends on how easy it is to make, like to create that situation. A lot of, if not all the characters in MVC could do their own, well, not their own, but like with the help of like some assists, could do like touch of death combos. That was a very common thing. What was like one of the main teams, the main culprits? It was like zero Virgil, somebody. Like zero Virgil Dante, zero Virgil Sentinel. You know, those were like the main culprits, the usual suspects for the touch of death combos. But in MVC3, it was, I think it was like, I mean, I personally couldn't do any like touch of death combos, but to see like tournament people do them, it was cool. But it once you're at that level, it's a matter of consistency. Like how consistent can they do it? How difficult is it to do it in the first place? And then it's a consistency thing. Because if it's really difficult, well then, yeah, just let it rock. And if he was like good enough to pull it off, then great. But if it's very easy and you can do it consistently, then it's an issue.
I made a decision to ban this midstream, and the community was 50-50 about it.
Oh, yeah.
The hard part is, like, I don't see why this was banned. Like, and this is, he said it's like during grand finals, so I'm assuming this is during grand finals. So this player, how did he made it so far without people say, like, the players that he fought before, like, hey, like, bro, he did this thing and I got smoked and I think it's unfair. Can we do something early? So when I tweet about it, I said, I get that Jax Unblockable is pretty broken, but I could have swore this was something people were already exploring way before this tournament. So I think the ruling should have been made a while ago and not in the middle of the tournament. And then Rips Arena said the player doing it reached out to me 4 weeks ago, a month ago, because even he thinks it's a bug. Back then I told him that it's not allowed in my events, and today he just did it anyway. If that was the case, you should just be like, you're just automatically DQ'd, because I think the way it was worded, like a lot of people were just so upset at him. And if he was told that, then from this post, like now with that new information, it's more of just like he didn't want to DQ him because like he just was like, bro, like that was good shit. You found some godlike shit. But he had to do it because he told him 4 weeks ago. So I think the ban, in terms, because it's your tournament, you can do whatever bans you want. That's normal. But I think this should have just already been banned beforehand, or just banned the player if another player has did it. It should have been something like that. Now,
Yeah.
Tekken.
Okay. I want to kind of use like Apex in this example. Like some of the earlier seasons of Apex had this one really good gun called the Kraber, and you got it in a care package. It was like pretty rare that you would actually get it. And it was just a long range, like 50 cal sniper that when you shot someone in the body, it did 150 damage. And when you had blue armor and you had full health, it one shot you from like a chest shot, arm, toe, shin, whatever. If you got hit in the head, I think it was like 240, I think, of damage. You know, if you had a red shield on, you're getting one shot. The main thing that everyone was complaining about was one shots. You can't really, there's no counterplay to it. So in this instance, of like having resets, like just built into the combo. Like you can't do anything. It's really tough because in the argument for the Kraber getting nerfed to, instead of like 150 damage, it was 140 damage, like nowadays. So it no longer one shots like a blue armor to the body. The argument to nerf the Kraber was that it had to have been that there's no counterplay and all you had to do was just hit a body shot. So, I mean, yes, you had to line it up and aim and figure all of the, like the projectile, the ballistics, like, you know, the arc of the bullet and so on and so forth, which is like kind of difficult, but you know, you got like what, 8 to 12 shots? Or what was it? I think you have like 12 shots in the Kraber, if I remember. So I mean, enough people started chirping up and they got the Kraber nerfed. So you have to do like a small amount of execution, like skillful execution to like aim, put it on them, and fire the shot. But the argument for like a fighting game and for this dude to just have like 2 or 3 resets built into the combo, I mean, I don't know how difficult it is or so on and so forth. I mean, you're still executing buttons the whole time. It is like kind of skillful, but again, this would have to be someone like the people that make the decision would have to know like how difficult it is to pull off. Yeah, this is not a me thing. This is like it takes some other people to like know the game better than I do.
Nate, I think Tekken 8 looks great. It was really fun, but that's from a person that doesn't really play Tekken. But
Yeah.
for people are like mainly Tekken players, I know that before Tekken 7 players or people like players that play Tekken hardcore, they were really worried about Tekken 8 in terms of just kind of like the movement Korean backdash was kind of nerfed to kind of just like really stop like kind of that runaway. And I get it, but still that movement was not easy to do. So I was really sad they took that away. But
what was the Korean backdash? Was it like back down to like some sort of like backwards wave dashing type deal?
I guess they're trying to nerf legacy skill as much as they can. But I think the main issue right now is that the online. I heard the online is actually not the best. It's obviously nowhere near like Guilty Gear Strive or Street Fighter 6 or King of Fighters 15. So it's actually pretty concerning the fact that the game is coming out in January and online might be a flop. And that's probably going to hurt the Tekken 8 player base scene. I know people are worried about the heat system. It just like maybe does too much damage. It's just too much like advantage and everything. There's a lot of, it seems like it's a very abusive system. And it's very like, it kind of reminds me of like Street Fighter 6 in terms of just like V trigger. Street Fighter 5, like V trigger. I guess we'll see. We don't have tons of data. When you look at Tekken 7, it just seems
like X Factor in Marvel vs. Capcom.
It's like such a perfect Tekken game. It feels so amazing to watch competitively, to play. It feels good.
Oh yeah, I love watching Tekken.
It seems like Tekken 8, a lot of players don't feel that same love, but it's also could be it's a new game. A lot of times when people come from the previous game, they're always going to nitpick on the new game because there's like the old stuff that they used to do when it comes to like for them to get them the wins. It's gone, right? It's gone. So because of that, it kind of changes things. So we'll see after the first month of Tekken 8 to see if things change, but who knows, right? Now for Strive, so I saw this from Koryukin. Before we only get Zerd and plus R players when people got tired of Smash, MK, and SF. Now we're in an era where people actually play Guilty Gear. I'm curious what the Strive to Zerd pipeline is like. So this guy's quote retweeting because this guy is he knows a trend of people moving over to the older games like Xrd and Plus R, which is pretty interesting. I'm not sure what happened here.
So this is probably the tweet that sparked the idea for the video. Like these newer fighting games are coming out and they're giving casuals like a chance to defeat the high tier players, the players that have already put in the time and the work to get like where they are. And now it's like the new players don't even want to support the new games anymore. They're just gonna be like, well, fuck that. I'm just gonna go back to the old game.
I know there was like this whole Hacker Man thing that people talked about, and like how like anytime you played online or you streamed it, your game just didn't work. Like it was just super slow down. It kind of sucks. It really did hurt the numbers for Guilty Gear Strive in terms of that. Personally, I do hope they get to bounce back from it. But is it like too late, right? It might be the same situation with another modern fighting game, King of Fighters 15. King of Fighters 15, I think one of the best fighting games of recent times.
Oh,
Easy.
dang.
It just feels so good, plays so good. But guess what? I think King of Fighters matchmaking works now, but I don't know. I haven't played in a long time. I actually want to try to get back into it and just press some buttons and see if I would get back into it, because it kind of just turned me off that I fought only like the same one guy for like 20 matches in ranked match. So
oh god, that is horrible. You know your game's dead when you're fighting the same guy and you go back to the lobby and then you queue up and you fight him again. Damn. That's crazy, dude. I mean, but essentially that's like the whole shooting genre right now. You know, luckily the finals just came out and everyone's enjoying that. But it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
Sucked. I don't want modern fighting games to be considered a Discord game. I just want to just boot up, not have to talk to anybody, play rank match, call a day, and have fun, right? But yeah, pretty much the whole concept of this is just there's just too many like patches. Everyone just wants patches on social media. It just sucks. NRS games, they get patches every 3 months. Street Fighter 6, people are just begging, demanding for patches of nerfing JP, Ken, Luke, whoever, so their character can go up a tier. It's just annoying, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot lately, and I really hate that. But I don't know. I guess it is.
I mean, and plus, with the whole fighting game community, if you play a lot of different fighting games, and that is your view, is all of the fighting games, it can feel like a lot. But if you only play like a couple, or in my case, like only a couple like FPSs at all, if any, then yeah, it doesn't feel like anything. I'm just chilling, just aim training away.
It's what it is. It is today's modern games, modern people, modern players, modern solutions. So
yep,
I think
modern gaming.
And yeah, I think at least for the NRS with Jack's thing, I mean, y'all already knew that something like this would have happened regardless. You should let it rock. Personally, if Neve can run Firebrand and make top 8 at Evo and nobody said anything about Firebrand, Super Scroll, and pretty much a 300% set play, then why are we banning Jack's Unblockable when you have a burst in the game? So yeah.
Oh yeah, I was there. What was that? Wasn't it like Apology Man that I initially saw like do the Firebrand Super Scroll, and then I forgot who his third was. I think it was like Virgil, maybe. Like do the whole crazy setups, the unblockable setups, and that man was just cruising through MVC tournaments. That was a blast to watch.
Yeah, there's that, and I think for in final thoughts for Street Fighter 6, please make CPT great again. I think CPT right now is just so boring to watch, and I'm only gonna watch if it's offline. If it's online, I probably don't want to watch it as much. But the patches and everything, I mean, trust me, I hate Ken, I hate JP, I hate Luke, but that doesn't mean I loosen them all the time. I'll find solutions with them. If I can literally say, oh, I found a way to fight JP with Aki, when people say Aki is like literally like bottom 2 in the game, you could probably find a way to find a way to beat those characters with your characters as well. You just probably have to try harder, and when it comes to a fighting game, there's no such thing as a balanced fighting game, so you guys gotta hold that or get good.
Thank you guys for watching today's video.
Dang.
Hope you guys really all enjoyed it. We work really hard, and we're just striving to push the best fighting game content that we can possibly put out. So if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you guys hit the like, share, subscribe, turn on the bell's notification, and thank you once again for supporting, and make sure you guys stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Bro, Justin Wong, I'm a fan of Justin Wong. Like, I've been watching this dude like for years. This guy has so many trophies and medals. It's crazy. And I'm happy that he's like making all this like new content and shit now. So I'm for it. But I don't know, the whole concept of are modern fighting games actually bad? I don't know. You'd have to go. I don't know. You'd have to do a what's that thing in like for like scientific reviews where it's like you do a study or like a meta analysis of like a bunch of studies. You'd have to do that for like fighting games and all of like I don't know the most relevant fighting games that people like to play and you know are there still tournaments being put on for XYZ game. But yeah, I mean. Like you'd have to delve into it deeper, like with each fighting game, like the specifics of it and what make it, you know, bad. But I liked the video; it was cool, 100%, and I want to see more. So, yeah, go check out Justin Wong; he's cool, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.